My next guest, by the way, is the CEO and creator of the African Caribbean and Black Wellness Resource Center, Toni Jacob, joining us on the show. Toni, wonderful to see you again. We had you on Operation Support Local, and it's so nice to have you back. Let's first of all talk about the Resource Center. Toni, tell me a little bit about it and why you decided to put it together.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. So the ACB Wellness Resource Center, it is a center that I was, since I've been young in this community, I've been in the community for the last 40 years. The ACB Wellness Resource Center is located off of Saint Laurent Donald. And since I've been a teenager, I've always wanted a space for a place that, I can go to for support, for help, or for any kind of learning. So I created the center because the lack of space that we had here in Ottawa, because we
Right.
don't have a resource center. So I decided, to put everything that I had into it and create this wonderful space that, people from the community can come and get support. They can come and find, lots of different information that they need. They can come there for food. We have a food bank that we started as well. They can come and learn how to do computers. So it's a great space,
Nice.
and this is the reason why I started. It was a well needed space that was needed within the community, and because we didn't have one in Ottawa.
Yeah, well, and you didn't stop there, Toni. I know you work tirelessly for your community, and one of the things that you felt was missing from the community was, people's journeys with cancer. They're very individual, and of course, the journeys of different types of people are different right across the board. So you've created this docu-series called Cancer While Black. Tell me how that came about and why you felt it was important.
So Cancer While Black came about because I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. And within my journey of trying to find out the best resources and the best information that I can get for myself in terms of the healing, the foods, of what I should be doing, there wasn't any data for the Black community. Most of the data comes out of the US.
Right.
So, with my journey, having breast cancer, I wanted the community to have something that, we could draw on, and as well as find information and come and support each other. So we created the docu series called Cancer While Black.
And is that sort of a familiar note from the stories that you've heard from other people within Ottawa's Black community, as they felt the same way you did?
Absolutely, because most of the community, it's not something that they want to talk about. It's almost like it's a no-no. If you have cancer,
Right.
don't discuss it. And for me, it wasn't the case. Like I said, you know what? I am not going to keep this a secret. I need to speak about what's happening with me. It can help somebody else. So I decided to put this docu series together that I had six different people who was either diagnosed with cancer, or they were the caretakers. And we forget about the caretakers
Yeah.
a lot. And
Agreed.
in doing this docu series, it was a big support to them. So, we are starting to do community conversations. We had one last week, community conversations, just on, where to go for help, especially, their mental, financial. How can they and how can we help them? So this is the big thing when it comes to this docu series on, finding solutions.
Yeah, and this is another topic that you and I discussed, Toni, back when you were on Operation Support Local, is really that frustration of the greater community and the lack of support for Black-owned businesses and Black-owned organizations. Some of those challenges, I'm sure, still remain. Have you seen an improvement? Speak on that for me a little bit.
When it comes to, supporting the Black organizations in Ottawa, it's not there,
Right.
especially within the last 2 years. You know, Black organizations and businesses have seen like a significant drop. A lot of them have closed.
Hmm.
They weren't getting the support as much as they were prior to COVID. So now COVID is here. There's a big gap that, you know what, we are, hanging on by a thread and looking for all the support that we can. When it comes to like not-for-profit organization, this community center that I've opened, I invite people to come and see the great space and
Yeah.
support it. Support Black organizations because we have a lot to contribute,
I couldn't
and we
agree
have a
more.
lot
And
of
Toni,
business.
I think that's why it's important to have segments like this to help raise awareness. Really, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with more after this.